I'm Karen Sperling. In the previous lesson, we turned this photo into this painting in Corel Painter. In this lesson, you'll see how to add details in a painting like hair and ears as you see here, including how to use tracing paper and which brushes to use. First, I did the hair. After attaching the painting to the photo using File Clone Source, I added some areas of light and dark tones with the chalk's square chalk. Then I used the chalk sharp chalk to paint light and dark lines where I saw them in the photo to suggest hair. I then blended with the Blender's smudge variant. A painting generally has less detail than a photo, so the idea is to suggest hair strands rather than paint every last one. When I blend, I paint not right on the lines but next to them. This creates an edge and a transition between the line and the area next to it, making the line look more organic than if it were just painted and left there sitting by itself. I use the same technique for other details, like the ear. First, I painted in the dark lines where I saw the shadows in the photo using the sharp chalk. I clicked the icon in the window's upper right-hand corner to turn off tracing paper to see my progress. I clipped tracing paper back on again and painted with the Blender's Just Add Water to blend the lines. Just Add Water blends without texture, making it good for skin. The smudge variant that I used before blends with texture, making it good for hair. Then I painted with the sharp chalk again, this time adding the lighter tones where I saw them in the photo. Then I blended again with the Just Add Water. As with the hair, the idea is to just suggest the ear, not to paint it in exactly as it was in the photo. If you paint it in exactly, it will look like a photo instead of a painting. Next, I pumped up the tones a bit. Contrast adds drama, so you want to be sure to have strong areas of light and dark in your paintings. I chose the chalk square chalk again and continued to paint highlights and shadows where I saw them in the photo. Think of hair, ears, or anything you paint as areas of light and dark instead of as objects, and eventually the lights and darks that you paint will add up and resemble the objects you're trying to represent in the painting, like hair and ears. The idea is to look for shapes and then paint them with your lights and darks. I used the same hair colors for both the bride and groom's hair to create color harmony, where colors are repeated throughout the painting. I got these colors from the background, adding more color harmony. And I got the colors by pressing Alt on Windows, Option on Mac, and clicking on the background and then painting on the figures. Next, I added some detail above the man's forehead with the sharp chalk, and then I blended again with the smudge variant. This process of painting, then blending, then painting, then blending builds up the effect gradually. I also added dark lines with the sharp chalk. I realized that the groom was blending in too much with the background. I picked up the dark hair color by pressing Alt on Windows, Option on Mac, and clicking on the top of the head, and added contrast by painting at the edge of the hair with the chalk square chalk, and then blending with the smudge. And that's how I added details to a painting in Painter. I'm Karen Sperling. See you next time.